The opening ceremony of General Assembly had an interesting twist. Like always, many congregations paraded through the hall with their banners, Lexi carrying ours, which, by the way, was the only pastel batik one. It stood out and it was beautiful. And to say that UUs are cooperative rather than competitive, you should see some of these banners. But the difference was the music. Rock and roll. Cleveland is the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so they opened up with a ditty from my generation by Ian Drury and the Blockheads called Cleveland Rocks. Then they moved to more modern music by a group ironically called Creed. The first song asked, "Are you ready for what's to come?" And the next pleaded, "Can you take me higher by making our earth and our dreams the same and letting love replace all hate?" GA left me with a question. Are we ready to have our dreams come true? One thing I was not ready for was rain. As Andrea said, after the ceremony, some of us, Ben and I, marched in protest of the Cleveland Indians and their mascot, Chief Wahoo. We went several blocks, trudging in the gentle rain, chanting, "People are not mascots, change the name, change the logo." And while we had the stadium surrounded, the slight rain turned into a downpour, making us uncomfortable, but bringing a halt to the game. A small victory for us. And I smiled at two teens explaining to Ben that he was hardcore, meaning what an intense protester he was. We would not let a little flooding stop us. And that was our youth. Are we ready for what's to come? Are we ready to have our dreams come true? I attended several workshops. One talked about the declining participation of men within our congregations. I haven't noticed that here, but I've only been here a year. But some expressed that they were disenfranchised and vulnerable. For as a denomination, we have done the right thing in dismantling patriarchy, but we have failed in building something to replace it. Are we ready to make a change? Are we ready for what's to come? Another workshop talked about UU theologian Henry Nelson Wyman, who viewed God as a creative process and humans as co-creators. Are we ready to take that responsibility? Are we ready for what's to come? I attended a workshop by DRUM, which is an acronym standing for Diverse, Revolutionary, Unitarian, Universalist, Multicultural Ministries. They talked about retreats that they hold for UU teens of color and multicultural families. The demographics of the USA are changing. Are we as UUs accommodating and helping that change? Are we ready for what's to come? Our Commission on Appraisal presented a book called Belonging, a copy of which is on the table over there. And it discussed the meaning of membership. And Gary Trowbridge, our membership chair, also attended a workshop that they held. Membership Change is not only the person who joins, but also the congregation who receives. When I came here, I was told of the master plan that where we're going to move from 200 to 400 and build a sanctuary, and we've taken some great steps in that direction this year. But we always must remember, when we invite people in, we're not necessarily inviting them in to be just like us. We're inviting them in to challenge us to be better people and a better organization and a better congregation. Changes in quantity are also changes in quality. It is impossible to grow and stay the same. Growth means struggling with change. Entering into new relationships always raises the possibility that we will be transformed. Are we ready? Are we ready for what is to come? Are we ready for our dreams to come true? One dream that came true for me was the election of our first black president. I was moved by the election of Bill Sinkford. According to a public relations workshop I attended, this has the makings of a good news story. It has contradiction. White folks elect black guy. It has controversy. How do liberal whites become anti-racist? It's never easy. And it has colorful language because Bill is a dynamic public speaker showing his compassion and purpose. I was wavering before I saw, because either way the vote went, we would have made history, because Diane Miller would have been the first female president of any denomination. And so when I heard Bill speak, I knew that he was our president because he was able to articulate who we were, and it's just the type of person we need as a public face for a denomination that sometimes is too shy talking about itself. And he stated, "Our diversity and religious pluralism can be blessings. Our commitment to dismantle oppression, a spiritual discipline." A spiritual discipline. It's not just politicking. It's about making changes in oneself, in one's community, in short, being transformed. That is his challenge to us. Are we ready to embrace diversity? Are we ready to dismantle oppression, even in ourselves? Are we ready for what is to come? Are we ready for our dreams to come true? Please join with me in singing our last hymn. I don't have the number with me. Rank by rank, again we stand, 358.
Let me say a few words about this before. Debbie,